Okay, if you are unfamiliar with this story, strap yourselves in, because it's a wild one. Sega is voluntarily halting shipments and digital sales of Judgment, its promising-looking Yakuza spin-off game, because Pierre Taki, who plays a villainous character in the game, allegedly likes a bit of the old cocaine and was tested positive for its use. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking an actor is alleged to enjoy nose clams. Big whoop. Where's the shock? Where's the surprise? Well, Japan ain't America, and in Japan, enjoying yourself some flake is considered one of the worst things you can do. Violating Japan's drug control law has seen companies in the past make a persona non grata of someone who was alleged to be in that situation. So Sega, incredibly quick to distance itself from this alleged Charlie use, has halted the game. Because not only is Pierre's voice in it, but they use likenesses of the actors who provide the voices, and has even gone so far as to take to Twitter and delete tweets that Sega made promoting the game. Now, Judgment has been out in Japan since December of last year, and it's supposed to come to us in the West on June 25th. Now, the Western version of Judgment will come with an added English voiceover track, so they already have the English localization down, and though I do believe that a Japanese voice track will be included as well, and that doesn't sidestep around the fact that Pierre Taki's likeness is used for his character. We currently don't know if that release is going to be affected by this. I mean, it stands to reason that they could potentially get away with selling the game as is over here, where, you know, as I said earlier, we're not really all that surprised when an actor's caught with dust around their mush. But that could still be a bad look for Sega back home, and they're clearly going to have to do something to salvage the game if they want to sell it in Japan, which in the world of patches can be done. You know, this isn't like a movie where the actor's likeness is almost baked in, although we're reaching a point in technology where you can just airbrush someone out and replace them with a different actor. But that is what Sega may have to do here if they're so intent on keeping themselves distanced from Pierre Taki. And it won't be the first time Sega's done this. When they re-released Yakuza 4 in Japan this year, they recast the character of Masayoshi Tanemura for pretty much the exact same reason they've halted shipments and sales of Judgment, because Tanemura's original actor, Hiroki Naramiya, retired from entertainment in 2016 following allegations of cocaine use. Now, in that situation, the actor was tested negative for cocaine use, but felt so betrayed and had other issues with Japan's entertainment industry that they just called it quits. And again, this speaks volumes about cultural differences between the West and Japan here, where just the allegation of cocaine use in Japan can see a person have to leave the entertainment industry. Whereas, over here in America, it's weirder if scripts contain the only lines these actors have ever experienced. This is one of those weird situations where Sega is clearly over-egging the pudding, going to extremes, but within the context of the culture and the system Sega's working in here, it's understandable. Now, the overall situation and basically the system that led Sega to have to make the decision it made, that's something that I personally will not understand. It's ridiculous that an actor's outside actions that only affect themselves really, and that's the main thing here. It's about what the actor put into their own body could dictate the game's release and sale and distribution, and even tweets about the game. This is the kind of response you expect in the wake of someone being revealed to be a sex pest of some kind. Now, speculation aside, it does seem more than likely, actually I say speculation aside, this is just speculation as well. Other speculation aside, it does seem more than likely that Judgment will get delayed for its Western release, which sucks because the game looks excellent. Big fans of the Yakuza and work by the Yakuza team over here on the Jim Sterling channel. All we know right now is that Sega is discussing things. It's in discussions as to what to do with the Western release of Judgment, but at the time of talking, there's no decision as of yet. The whole thing just baffles me. Like, I realise that historically this is par for the course when it comes to those in the entertainment industry who have been linked to drug use. But Pierre Taki didn't kill anyone. Pierre Taki wasn't busted for, you know, any horrible sex-related crime. He's alleged to have done a fucking rail or two in his time. To effectively be disappeared by a company over that, to have Sega act as if it had no involvement, or at the very least retroactively remove evidence of involvement with an actor over that. Hell, to stop sale of an entire game over that. I stumble when I try and get the words out when I'm trying to communicate my feelings about that, because it really does strike me as beyond ridiculous when there are so many other crimes out there, and there are actors have been caught doing, or alleged to have been caught doing, way worse than that, and are not disappeared to the level we've seen here. It's not even as if Pierre Taki was a cast regular on, like, the Japanese version of Dora the Explorer or something aimed purely... It's a Yakuza game. It's a Yakuza game. If any Japanese game series would have actors in it that do cocaine, well... On that last point, though, I should also point out that Disney is looking to replace Pierre Taki because he plays Olaf in the Japanese version of Frozen 2, which at the very least is a little bit more understandable. You know, being a kids' movie and all that, and I'm sure Disney doesn't want to get itself embroiled in all of that shit. But this is coming from someone who has spent, you know, their entire life in the West, only visited Japan. Also someone who, in general, is pretty relaxed about drug use anyway. Lord knows, I think people have got to find joy where they can get it, so long as they're not hurting anyone. And even looking at this story, I can't fully comprehend exactly how taboo drug use is in Japan for it to kick up this much of a stink. So yeah, that is an entire game sale halted, the Western release of said game, up in the air, all because one of the actors likes to play in the snow. If anything, this story has highlighted exactly how Japan views drug use, and, well, it's a dim view to put it lightly.